MAT 201 Module 1 Part 3. In this part, we are going to see how to find solution of a linear equation of first order using Lagrange's method. For that, first we can see what is a linear equation of first order. If the unknown function and its partial derivatives appear to the power of 1 in a partial differential equation, then it is called a first order linear partial differential equation. Otherwise, it is called a nonlinear partial differential equation. If z is a function of x and y, then we shall employ the following notation for the partial derivatives. We will use the notation p for denoting dou z by dou x, q for dou z by dou y, r for dou square z by dou x square, s for dou square z by dou x dou y, and t for dou square z by dou y square. Now consider an example of a linear PD, say px plus yq equal to 3z. Here the unknown function is z and its partial derivatives are p and q. And you can see all the three are of power 1, hence this equation is a first order linear PD. Similarly, for the second equation, you can see p and q are of power 1, hence that is also an example for a first order linear PD. Now considering the third one, namely p square plus q square equal to 1, here p and q, which are actually partial derivatives, are of power 2, hence this is a non-linear PD. Now for the fourth equation, pq plus p plus q equal to 0, the term pq actually is contributing a power 2 to the equation, and hence this equation is a non-linear PD. A linear PD of the form pp plus qq equal to r is commonly known as a Lagrange's linear equation, where capital P, q and r are functions of x, y and z. Now we can see what is the procedure that is used to find the solution of a linear PD of the form pp plus qq equal to r. To solve such an equation, first we will identify capital P, q and r from the equation. After that, we will form the subsidiary equations, say auxiliary equation, which is of the form dx by capital P equal to dy by capital Q equal to dz by capital R. After that, we will solve the auxiliary equation by the following method to get two independent solutions, say u equal to a and b equal to b, where a and b are arbitrary constants. And the first method is grouping or rearranging. The second one, method of Lagrange multipliers, and the third one where we have to use both the methods, that is grouping as well as the method of Lagrange multipliers. After that, we will write the complete solution as phi of u comma v equal to 0, or u is equal to a function of v. Now we can go through the case 1, or the method where we are using the procedure of grouping. We may be able to group two fractions from auxiliary equation and cancel the common terms to get an equation in only two variables. On integrating the differential equation in only two variables by any methods, we shall obtain one of those relations u in the general solution. This method may be repeated to give another relation v with the help of another two fractions in the auxiliary equation. Now we can understand it in a more clear way using a problem. Consider the question of solve y square z by x into p plus xz q equal to y square. We have to solve this equation. That means we have to find the value of the unknown function, say z here. For that purpose, first we have to write the equation in the standard form or in the Lagrange's form, which is we know that it is pp plus qq equal to capital R. For that purpose, since there is a fraction in the first term, in order to remove that fraction, we will multiply the entire equation with x. After multiplying the entire equation with x, the equation will become y square z p plus x square z q equal to xy square. Now it is in our required form. From here, we will identify that capital P equal to y square z, capital Q is x square z, and capital R equal to xy square. After this, we can write the auxiliary equation, which is of the format dx by P equal to dy by Q equal to dz by R, and here it is dx by y square z equal to dy by x square z equal to dz by xy square. Now we can solve this auxiliary equation by the method of grouping. For that, we will consider the first two fractions from the auxiliary equations, that is dx by y square z equal to dy by x square z. On cross multiplying, the equation becomes x square dx equal to y square dy. Now we can apply integration for getting the answer. On applying integration, we will get x cube by 3 is equal to y cube by 3 plus there should be an integrating constant, but for our simplification, for our reasons, we will take the arbitrary constant, which should be the integration constant here, as a by 3. So after that, we will multiply the entire equation with 3. Then the equation will get simplified as x cube minus y cube equal to a. So now we got a solution, and we will set that solution as u is equal to x cube minus y cube equal to a. Now for getting the another value, say the value of v in the procedure, we will consider the first and third fractions in the auxiliary equations, that is dx by y square z equal to dz by xy square. Now we will if you are observing these two fractions, you can see y square is common in both the sides of the equation. We will cancel that, and after that the equation will become dx by z equal to dz by x. On cross multiplying, it will become x dx equal to z dz. Now we can apply the procedure of integration on the equation. After integrating, we will get it as x square by 2 equal to z square by 2, and here for our easiness, for making the calculation more simple, we will take the integrating constant here as b by 2. After that, we will cancel out the 1 by 2 from the equation by multiplying the entire equation with 2, and we will get it as x square minus z square equal to b. So we got the next, say v equal to x square minus z square equal to b. Now we can write the complete solution or the general solution, and we know that it is of the form phi of uv equal to 0. From the first part, we got u is equal to x cube minus y cube, and v equal to, from the next part we got v equal to x square minus z square, and substituting it in the pattern of the solution, we will get it as phi of x cube minus y cube comma x square minus z square equal to 0, which can also be written as x cube minus y cube equal to f of x square minus z square. Now moving to the next question, which is to solve p tan x plus q tan y equal to tan z. Already this problem is in the pattern pp plus qq equal to r, and from which we have identified that the capital P here is tan x, capital Q is tan y, and capital R is tan z. Now on writing the auxiliary equation in the pattern dx by p equal to dy by q equal to dz by r, here it will become dx by tan x equal to dy by tan y equal to dz by tan z. Now we have to solve this auxiliary equation to get the solution. For that purpose, we will consider the first two fractions first. that is dx by tan x equal to dy by tan y. And we know that 1 by tan x is cot x and 1 by tan y equal to cot y. So we can rewrite the equation as cot x dx equal to cot y dy. And we know the result, integral cot x dx equal to integral cot x is same as cos x by sin x. So it will become integral cos x by sin x dx, which is equal to log sin x plus c. So on integrating our equation, we will get log sin x equal to log sin y plus a, where a is the integration constant. From here, we can rewrite it as log sin x minus log sin y equal to a, which implies log sin x by sin y is equal to a. And we will set this log sin x by log sin y equal to a as u. So we got one of the value of say u. Now for getting the another value say v, we will take the second and the third fractions from the auxiliary equation, that is dy by tan y equal to dz by tan z. Here also we will apply the same procedure to get the solution, and rewriting tan in terms of cot, we can write it as cot by dy equal to cot z dz. Now on integrating, we will get log sin y equal to log sin z plus b, which can be rewritten as log sin y minus log sin z minus b. From that we will get log sin y by sin z is equal to b. That is, we got v as v equal to log sin y by sin z, which is equal to b. Now we can write the complete solution or the general solution as phi of uv equal to 0 or u equal to f of v pattern. That is, here the solution is phi of log sin x by sin y, comma log sin y by sin z equal to 0, or log sin x by sin y equal to f of log sin y by sin z. Now moving to the next question, that is to solve p minus q into z equal to z square plus x plus y the whole square. First we have to arrange the given PD in the pattern pp plus qq equal to capital R. So for that purpose, we will first open the bracket in the left side of the equation. So we will get it as pz minus qz equal to z square plus x plus y the whole square. Now it is in that pattern, and from there we identified here capital P is z, capital Q is z, and capital R is z square plus x plus y the whole square. Now we can write the auxiliary equation, and we got the auxiliary equation here as dx by z equal to dy by minus z equal to dz by z square plus x plus y the whole square. Now we are going to solve the auxiliary equation by the method of grouping. For that purpose, we have taken the first two fractions from the auxiliary equations, that is dx by z equal to dy by minus z. Cross multiplying, we will get the equation as here if you are observing the denominators, both the denominators contains z, so the z's can be cancelled out, and after that the equation becomes dx equal to minus dy. Now on integrating, we will get x equal to minus y plus a, where a is the integrating constant, which can be rewritten as x plus y equal to a. So we got our u as u is equal to x plus y equal to a. Now taking the first and third fractions from the auxiliary equations, we will get dx by z equal to dz by z square plus x plus y the whole square. Here for the purpose of for simplifying the complication of calculation, we will take x plus y as a, and substituting x plus y equal to a, the equation will become dx by z equal to dz by z square plus a square. Then it will on, and you can see we can in the left side of the equation there is z that can be taken to the right side, so the equation will become dx equal to z dz by z square plus a square. Now as you can see, the term in the denominator is z square plus a square, and if we are taking the derivative of that term with respect to z, we will get it as 2z dz. But if you are observing the numerator of that term, you can see there is only z dz. That means we should need 2z dz on the numerator. For that purpose, we will multiply and divide the term in the right side with 2. So the equation will become dx is equal to 1 by 2 into 2z dz by z square plus a square. So that is actually, here we can you can see the derivative of the denominator is present in the numerator. So here we can apply the result, integral of f dash of x by f of x dx is equal to log of f of x. That means log of the denominator function plus the integration constant c. So on applying that means on integrating, we will get it as x equal to 1 by 2 log z square plus a square plus b dash, where b dash is an integrating constant. Now I want to remove this 1 by 2 from the term. For that purpose, I will divide the entire equation with, we will multiply the entire equation with 2, and on multiplying we will get it simplified as 2x is equal to log z square plus a square plus 2b dash. Actually there is 2b dash, but we will name that 2b dash by another constant, say b. So the equation will become 2x equal to log z square plus a square plus b. And we will just write it in, we will just rearrange the terms in the equation so that we will get v from this equation. For that purpose, I have taken the term log of z square plus a square to the left side of the equation. So the equation will become 2x minus log of z square plus x plus y it will become 2x minus log of z square plus a square equal to b. After that, we will back substitute the term a as x plus y. So on substituting a as x plus y, the equation will become 2x minus log of z square plus x plus y the whole square equal to b. So we will set v as v is equal to 2x minus log of z square plus x plus y the whole square equal to b. So our complete solution or the general solution will become phi of x plus y comma 2x minus log of z square plus x plus y the whole square equal to 0, which can also be written as x plus y equal to function of 2x minus log of z square plus x plus y the whole square. Now in some problems, for getting the solution, we have to apply the properties of ratio. Namely, if a by b equal to c by d equal to e by f, then a plus c plus e by b plus d plus f is equal to a by b equal to c by d equal to e by f. And also another property, a by b equal to c by d equal to e by f. If a by b equal to c by d equal to e by f, then LA plus MC plus NE by LB plus MD plus NF equal to A by B equal to C by D equal to E by F, where L, M and N are constants or variables. So we have to use these properties of ratio in some of the problems for finding the solution. Consider a question. Solve x square minus y square minus z square into p plus 2xyq equal to 2xz. Here it is already in the pattern pp plus qq equal to r, capital R. So we can directly identify capital P equal to x square minus y square minus z square, capital Q as 2xy and capital R as 2xz. Now writing in the auxiliary equation pattern, we will get it as dx by x square minus y square minus z square equal to dy by 2xy equal to dz by 2xz. Now, if you are observing the fractions, we can see that we won't get any solution by directly equating the we will get a solution by directly equating second and third fractions, but we will get only one solution from that. For getting the next one, we have to do some operations like the properties of ratios that we have discussed here. So solving the equation in step 2 by the grouping using the second and third fraction, we will take the second and third fraction, that is dx by 2xy equal to dz by 2xz. As you can see in this equation, there is 2x common in the denominator on both sides, so we can cancel the 2x, and after that we will get dy by y equal to dz by z. Now on cross multiplying, we will get it as here we won't cross multiply because already both equations contain the variables are actually in the variable separable pattern, so we can directly integrate. On integrating, we will get it as log y is equal to log z plus, we will write here the integration constant as log a, since already the other two terms are in terms of log, and if you are writing the integrating constant here also in terms of log, we can simplify it by cancelling the logs on the coming steps. So here we have written the integrating constant as log a. On the next step, we have taken the log z to the left side, so it will become log y minus log z equal to log a. Now using the property of logarithms, we can rewrite log of y by z equal to log a. Now on eliminating the log from both sides, we will get it as y by z equal to a. So we can set u as y by z equal to a. Now for getting the another part of the solution, we have to apply the property of ratio. So multiply each ratio in the auxiliary equation by x, y and z. If you are observing the ratios in the auxiliary equation, you can see in the bottom of the first fraction there is x square minus y square minus z square, and in the denominator of the second fraction there is 2xy. In the denominator of the third fraction there is 2xz. So if I am multiplying the denominator of the first fraction with x and the second fraction, the denominator of the second fraction, the denominator as well as the numerator of the second fraction with y, and in the numerator and denominator of the third fraction with z, and if you are performing some of the property operations as we have discussed in the properties of ratio, I think we will get the next part of the solution. So for that purpose, I have multiplied and divided each of the terms in the auxiliary equation with x, y and z respectively. So it will become x dx plus y dy plus z dz is equal to, that is multiplied and adding, we will get it as x dx plus y dy plus z dz by x cube minus xy square minus xz square plus 2xy square plus 2xz square. Now you can observe in the denominators there are some like terms like 2xz square minus xz square. On operating those like terms, we'll get it as xz square, and also 2xy square minus xy square, we can write it as xy square. So the denominator got simplified as x cube plus xy square plus xz square, and from these terms we can take x common outside. So in the denominator we have taken x common outside, so it will become x into x square plus y square plus z square. So we have operated it like this, and we will equate this to the third this to the third fraction in the auxiliary equation. So on equating like that, we got it as x dx plus y dy plus z dz by x into x square plus y square plus z square equal to dz by 2xz, which is equal to we have taken this 2 in the right side of the equation to the left side, so it will come in the numerator, so it will become 2x dx plus 2y dy plus 2z dz. We have made such an rearrangement because in order to we know that on taking the derivative on the derivative of x square plus y square plus z square, it is actually 2x dx plus 2y dy plus 2z dz. So bringing that 2 in the numerator, we have made such a rearrangement, and also we have cancelled x from the two sides of the equation. So the equation got simplified as 2 times x dx plus y dy plus z dz by x square plus y square plus z square equal to dz by z. Here we will apply the result that we have discussed in the previous problem also, that is integral f dash x by f of x dx equal to log f of x plus c. On applying that result in the procedure of integration, we will get it as log of x square plus y square plus z square is equal to log z plus log b, where log b is the integrating constant. After that, taking the term log z to the left side of the equation, it will become log of x square plus y square plus z square minus log z equal to log b. Now, using the property of log a minus log b is log a by b, we can rewrite the equation as log of x square plus y square plus z square by z equal to log b. Now, eliminating log from both sides of the equation, we will get it as x square plus y square plus z square by z equal to b. And now we can set b as x square plus y square plus z square by z equal to b. Now we can write the general solution of this problem as phi of y by z comma x square plus y square plus z square by z equal to 0, or y by z equal to f of x square plus y square plus z square by z. Now moving to the next question, where we have to solve x square minus yz into p plus y square minus zx into q equal to z square minus xy. So from the question itself, we will get capital P is equal to x square minus yz, and we will get q as y square minus zx, and we will take r as z square minus xy. Now substituting in the auxiliary equation pattern, we will get it as dx by x square minus yz equal to dy by y square minus zx equal to dz by z square minus xy. Now solving the auxiliary equation, if you are observing the auxiliary equations, you can see that we can't directly, we won't get any part of the solution by directly equating the fractions using the method of grouping. So we will take we will try to apply the properties of ratios here. That is, take the difference between first two and last two fractions, and equating them, we will get it as dx minus dy by x square minus yz minus y square minus z minus y square minus zx equal to dy minus dz by y square minus zx minus z square minus xy. On simplifying, we will open the brackets, and on simplifying, and after that we will on factorizing, we will get it as dx minus dy by x plus y into x minus y plus z into x minus y equal to dy minus dz by y plus z into y minus z plus x into y minus z. Now from the denominator in the left side of the equation, we have taken x minus y common outside. After taking x minus y common outside, the remaining terms in the denominator is x plus y plus z. Similarly, in the right side of the equation, we have taken y minus z common outside. After taking y minus z common outside, the remaining term will be x plus y plus z. So this x plus y plus z will get cancelled from the denominator of the equation, and so the equation will get simplified as dx minus dy by x minus y is equal to dy minus dz by y minus z. Now on integrating, we will get log x minus y equal to log y minus z plus log a, and after that we will taken the log y minus z to the left side, and we have applied the property of logarithm, so we will got it as log of x minus y by y minus z equal to log a. Now removing the logs, we will get it as x minus y by y minus z equal to a. So set here we will set u as x minus y by y minus z equal to a. So next, for getting the v, we'll take the difference between the last two and the last and first fractions and equating them. So taking the difference between the last two, we got it as dy minus dz by y square minus zx minus z square minus xy, and taking the last and the first fractions, we got it as dz minus dx by z square minus xy minus x square minus yz. So from the left side of the equation, we have opened the bracket, and on the right side also we have opened the bracket in the denominators. After that, we have factorized the terms and we have taken the common terms outside. So the entire equation got simplified as dy minus dz by y minus z into x plus y plus z equal to dz minus dx by z minus x into x plus y plus z. Now on the next line, the term x plus y plus z is cancelled from both sides of the equation. So the equation will get simplified as dy minus dz by y minus z equal to dz minus dx by z minus x. Now on integrating, we will get it as log of y minus z equal to log of z minus x plus log b. That is log of y minus z minus log of z minus x equal to log b. Now after that, simplifying, we will get it as, and removing the log from both sides, we will get it as y minus z by z minus x equal to b, and we will set that as v. So our general solution will become phi of x minus y by y minus z, comma y minus z by z minus x equal to 0, or x minus y by y minus z equal to f of y minus z by z minus x. Now case 2 is the method of Lagranges of multipliers. Here let P1, Q1 and R1 be the function of x, y and z. Then by the property of ratios of each fraction in auxiliary equation, that is dx by p equal to dy by q equal to dz by r, will be equal to p1 dx plus q1 dy plus r1 dz by pp1 plus qq1 plus rr1. And if pp1 plus qq1 plus rr1 equal to 0, then p1 dx plus q1 dy plus r1 dz equal to 0. This equation p1 dx plus q1 dy plus r1 dz equal to 0 can be integrated to give one of the solution, say u equal to a. This method may be repeated to get another solution, say v equal to b. So we are usually using the method of Lagranges of multipliers if the case 1 is failing. That means if we are not able to find the solution using the method of grouping. So here capital P1, capital Q1 and capital R1 are called the Lagranges multipliers. As a special case, Lagranges multipliers can be constants also. Usually we'll take it as functions of x, y and z. Now coming to the working rule for Lagrange's multipliers. Choose P1, Q1 and R1 as Lagrange's multipliers such that PP1 plus QQ1 plus RR1 equal to 0. Solve the differential equation P1 dx plus Q1 dy plus R1 dz equal to 0 by integration for the solution u equal to a. The above procedure may be repeated for the second solution of auxiliary equation v equal to b. Now we can see how we can apply these procedures for solving the equations. Considering the question, solve x into y minus z into p plus y into z minus x into q equal to z into x minus y. So it is already in the pattern capital PP, it is already in the pattern PP plus QQ equal to R. So we can directly identify that capital P equal to X into Y minus Z, Q is Y into Z minus X, and R is Z into X minus Y. Now writing it in the auxiliary equation pattern, we will get it as dx by X into Y minus Z equal to dy by Y into Z minus X equal to dz by Z into X minus Y. Now we will solve this auxiliary equation by using Lagrange's multipliers, because here directly finding solution using direct grouping is not possible here. So we will try to find it by using the Lagrange's multipliers. Now if we are observing the denominators of the auxiliary equation, you can see the first term is X into Y minus Z, the second is Y into Z minus X, and third one is Z into X minus Y. If we are removing this X from the first term, Y from the second term, and Z from the third term, and adding, we will get it as 0. So for that purpose, here we will take the first Lagrange's multiplier, say P1 as 1 by X, Q1 similarly Q1 as 1 by Y, and R1 as 1 by Z. Now applying the procedure of PP1 plus QQ1 plus RR1, we will get it as the terms X, Y and Z from there will be removed, and on adding them we will get it as 0. So the solution U equal to A is the solution of the differential equation P1 dx plus Q1 dy plus R1 dz equal to 0. So substituting P1, Q1 and R1 accordingly, we will get it as dx by x plus dy by y plus dz by z equal to 0. Or now on integrating, we will get it as log x plus log y plus log z equal to log a. Now performing the operation of logarithms and eliminating the log, we will get it as xyz equal to a. So we will set U as xyz equal to a. Now for getting the next solution, we will choose the Lagrange's multipliers, say P2, Q2 and R2 as x, y and z respectively. So the terms P2 plus Q2 plus R2 will become x square into y square minus z square plus y square into z square minus x square plus z square into x square minus y square. Opening the brackets and simplifying, we will get it as 0 equal to 0. So we can say the solution V equal to B. So the solution V equal to B is the solution of the differential equation P2 dx plus Q2 dy plus R2 dz equal to 0. That is x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. On integrating, we will get it as x square by 2 plus y square by 2 plus z square by 2 equal to a by 2, which imply x square plus y square plus z square equal to b. Hence here we will set V as x square plus y square plus z square equal to b. So the general solution will become phi of uv equal to 0 or u equal to f of v. That is phi of xyz comma x square plus y square plus z square equal to 0 or xyz equal to f of x square plus y square plus z square. Now moving to the third case, where we have to solve the problems using the two cases, say by the method of grouping as well as by the method of Lagrange's multipliers. So we can solve auxiliary equation of a linear PDE by using case 1 and case 2 for u equal to a and v equal to b. We can consider a question: solve z square minus 2yz minus y square into p plus xy plus zx into q equal to xy minus zx. Here from the question itself, we can identify capital P is z square minus 2yz minus y square, capital Q is xy plus yz, and capital R is xy minus zx. Writing the corresponding auxiliary equation, we will get it as dx by z square minus y square z square minus 2yz minus y square equal to dy by xy plus zx equal to dz by xy minus zx. Solving the auxiliary equation, that is, we will calculate, first we will calculate u equal to a by using the Lagrange's multipliers. So here we are taking the Lagrange's multipliers, p1 as x, q1 as y, and r1 as z, such that pp1 plus qq1 plus rr1 equal to x into z square minus 2yz minus y square plus y into xy plus zx plus z into xy minus zx. On opening the brackets and simplifying, we are getting it as 0. So so the solution u equal to a is the solution of the differential equation p1 dx plus q1 dy plus r1 dz equal to 0 implies x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. Now on integrating that, we will get it as x square by 2 plus y square by 2 plus z square by 2 equal to a, which again gets simplified as x square plus y square plus z square equal to a, and we will set u is equal to x square plus y square plus z square equal to a. Now for the calculation of v equal to b, we can directly use the method of grouping, because we can equate the last two fractions. From the last two fractions of the auxiliary equation, say dy by xy plus zx equal to dz by xy minus zx. From the denominators of the last two fractions, we can take x common outside and it will get cancelled. So it will so the equations will become dy by y plus z equal to dz by y minus z. On cross multiplying, we will get it as y minus z into dy equal to y plus z into dz implies y dy minus z dy equal to y dz plus z dz. Now we can the term y dy contains only one variable, as well as the term z dz also contains only one variable. So we will take both of them to one side, and we will take the term minus z dy to the right side. So it will become plus z dy. So the equation can be rewritten as y dy minus z dz equal to y dz plus z dy. And you know the derivative of yz is y dz plus z dy, that we are getting it based on the product rule. So the right side of the equation can be rewritten as d of yz. Now we can directly apply the integration. On applying the integration, we will get it as y square by 2 minus z square by 2 is equal to yz plus integration constant is taken here as b. So after this, we will, on the next line, we will take yz to the left side, so that we will get integrating constant only on one side of the equation. So for that purpose, the equation is rewritten as y square by 2 minus z square by 2 minus yz equal to b. So we will set v as y square by 2 minus z square by 2 minus yz equal to b. So the general solution of the given problem will become phi of x square plus y square plus z square comma y square by 2 minus z square by 2 minus yz equal to 0, or x square plus y square plus z square equal to f of y square by 2 minus z square by 2 minus yz. Now these are some problems from this topic for your practice. Try to do it by yourself. Thank you.